guys, Shay here, I'm about. Hope you guys are well. So it's my last video for the evening. I'm pretty goose now, to be honest. Yeah, it's Monday the 5th of October, 2020, and yeah, just wanted to do a quick video on the England central contracts which were announced last week. I haven't done a video for a long time, so I still want to talk about it a little bit, just to add my few comments to what's been announced. So anyway, as you see on screen right now, these are the Test central contracts. Jimmy Anderson, Jofra Archer, Stuart Broad, Rory Burns, Josh Buttler, Zach Crawley, Sam Curran, Ollie Pope, Joe Root, Dom Sibley, Ben Stokes, Chris Woakes. The White Ball central contracts have gone to Moeen Ali, Jofra Archer, Johnny Bairstow, Josh Buttler, Tom Curran, Owen Morgan, Adil Rashid, Joe Root, Jason Roy, Ben Stokes, Chris Woakes, Mark Wood. Incremental contracts have gone to Don Best, Chris Jordan, David Milan, Jack Leach. And the pace bowling development contracts have gone to 3 spots there. Gone to Sakim Mahmood, Craig Overton, and rounding it up is Ollie Stone. So yeah, we'll start with the Test contracts, obviously the most lucrative, £700,000 a piece. No real surprises there really, to be completely honest. If you look at, here now, I'm just got in front of me, as you can see. Yeah, I mean, James Anderson, I'm going to do a video on him because my video will be about him and should he retire. And obviously I'm sure 99% of people who are watching this are saying that he definitely should not, and that's fair enough. But what does future hold for him in the next 12 months? We know he's going to be very much a key component of the side. To be fair, look at his stats. How can he not be? But anyway, there's him there, obviously. The only one there's no real surprise here, to be completely honest, if I look at it. I mean, there's obviously the only people I could see being moved on, people will question marks over the place in and around the Test setup. I'd say probably Rory Burns. Sam Curran's, I don't think he makes the best England team, to be completely honest. The only one there. Chris Woakes, I think, does now. But I just think Rory Burns needs a good season. He's obviously a lot of faith placed in now with the central contract, and they're always going to give it to him, let's be honest. He is still very much a first choice opening batsman for England. But it'll be interesting to see how he gets on the season. Jimmy Anderson is going to be doing another year for England, as I said before, which is obviously great. And then we'll see where he ends up in 12 months' time, whether, on the verge of getting on that plane to Australia, which he wants to do. We'll see if that's going to be the case. The white ball contracts, a little bit more controversy here, I would say, in my opinion. I should mention actually Johnny Bairstow. Obviously, Johnny Bairstow's not been given a red ball contract. So he now, I think it was the Wisdom podcast I listened to a few days ago. But listen to that, they were saying that they feel like Johnny Bairstow may have played his last Test. I'm not sure on that, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. It's whether he wants to now go and just play T20 cricket around the world. There is apparently he's got a BBL contract lined up, but he could do that and just kind of sack off the Test team entirely. But I don't think he will. I think he will want to get back into that lineup. I still think he'll want to do that. So we'll see how he performs. Yorkshire makes himself available for the start of the county championship, and if he can make early season runs and force his way back in. Moeen Ali, I think, is hanging by a thread, to be completely honest. And I won't say he's lucky to have a contract. I see why he's been given one, but I really think this could be his last one, to be completely honest. I think he's massively on the slide, Moeen Ali, massively. His returns over the last kind of 18, 24 months have been pathetic, to be honest, especially at ODI level. So I think this could be his last contract, and he's going to need to pull it out of the bag in the next 12 months, especially with the World Cup in a year's time as well. Apart from that, really, Mark Wood, obviously, potentially a bit disappointed to not get a Test central contract, but the reality is, obviously, things are a little bit tighter, aren't they, now with COVID? The money isn't so plentiful. So, they've offered 12 contracts out there, red ball contracts, at $700,000 a piece. That's what, £8.4 million. It's a lot of money. And these white ball contracts are 170 grand, and it keeps these players kind of, not just happy, but very much feeling they're a part of, fully fledged part of the setup. If you have one of the white ball contracts, if not both, But yeah, obviously, I think apart from Moeen Ali, Mark Wood. There's nothing really much to say here. Archer, Bairstow, obviously Bairstow very much gets a white ball contract. Butler, Tom Curran actually. Tom Curran hasn't been the bowler that I thought he would have kicked on to be. 25 years old now, you know. He didn't have a great summer, to be honest, Tom Curran. I just wonder, yeah, we'll have to see how he pans out. I think there's his place could be under threat, I think, by next summer if there's good performances from, kind of county all-rounders. Lewis Gregory's the one that comes to mind, but he's more of a batting all-rounder, isn't he? He's not, but I don't think he's as effective, to be fair, with the ball as Tom Curran. Chris Jordan's obviously got an incremental contract. I think he's still arguably a better bowler than Tom Curran. Reece Topping's obviously back now. We'll see what he can do if he can stay fit. Liam Plunkett, I feel a bit sorry for him when I see, Tom Curran there, to be honest. Could you have given Sam Curran a white ball contract? Probably not. But he's proven himself to be a good white ball player, isn't he? Again, he's done well in the IPL. Now for Chennai, like he did for Punjab, last year. Interesting to see how his white ball game develops. Sam Curran. But yeah, Tom Curran, let's see how he pans out next 12 months. Incremental contracts, there's been no spinner with a red ball contract this year, not one spinner with a red ball contract. You've got Jack Leach, John Bess with incremental contracts. I'm not sure how much they get paid for that, actually, but they get the county salary as well on top. Obviously now Yorkshire will be paying Don Bess, not Somerset anymore, as he's moving in the off season up north to Yorkshire. And Chris Jordan, David Milan can count himself a little bit unlucky. I mean, I understand why he's got an incremental contract because obviously he's only really a fully fledged kind of member of the T20 side, not the 50 over side. That's pretty settled, isn't it? A 50 over team, but I won't be surprised if we see David Milan at some point there. There is no Tom Banton, not even an incremental contract, which is a little bit surprising. I think Tom Banton, could they have made room for him as well to be the fifth player, the fifth guy to get an incremental contract? Maybe. The pace bowling contracts, Saqib Mahmood, Craig Overton, Ollie Stone. Craig Overton's obviously had a fantastic year, or summer, or truncated summer, I should say. Or, he did superb in the Bob Willis Trophy, absolutely superb. His stats were incredible. Obviously he didn't win the title in the end, but unlucky there. But he did extremely well, Craig Overton. For Somerset, I think he averaged his wicket. I think he picked up his wickets at 13, was it roughly? Saqib Mahmood there, I could see. Yeah, I mean they've got they like Saqib Mahmood a lot. Craig Overton said didn't play for England at all this summer. But I was even in the squad. I'm not even sure he's actually even make a squad. Ollie Robinson's not here. He did make a squad, but he's not in. Even a pace bowling development contract. Which is interesting. As I said, like him and Banton are the two guys I kind of noticed are missing from here. Obviously, no David Willey. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Really, I don't see David Willey. I mean, people saying Johnny Bairstow won't play Test cricket again for England. I don't see David Willey playing for England again, to be completely honest. That's a pace bowling development contract. Craig Overton deserves to be there. I think he's persevere with him. He's only 26 years old. Still only 26. Ollie Stone, they have got a serious boner for this guy. ECB management, they really, really, really like Ollie Stone. He's done okay this year for Warwickshire. He's not played for England at all. He's been injured again. That's his problem, isn't it? He's got really bad injury problems. Borderline chronic injury problems, stemming from 2-3 years ago with his back. But they obviously are very, very high on Ollie Stone. He's been awarded a contract here with the likes of Willie, Banton, who else? Let's say a third person. Surprised not to see. Willie Banton and Robinson. They're not here, but Ollie Stone is. I just hope this whole kind of investment in Ollie Stone pays off, because they clearly have earmarked him for the Australia tour next year. But if he's injured again, which he very well could be, come 13 months time, if he's injured, all the time they invested in him would have gone to waste. from a time and a financial perspective. So he needs to really repay the faith, in England. He does, because they've put a lot of time into this guy, and I do rate him as a good player. I just worry, in terms of his fitness. Doesn't Ollie Robertson deserve more of a chance than him? To be fair, doesn't he deserve the same level of faith that they put in Ollie Stone? But yeah, it's interesting to see. We'll have to see how this turns out. I think it's there's not me to Joe Denley's lost his white ball contract. Fair enough. Who really cares? There's no Sam Billings here either as well. He could have maybe got an incremental contract, but again, you can't have all these guys, Banton, Robertson, Billings, etc. You can't have all these guys. Willie. You can't. Can't have all these guys knocking around. The one guy I would say as well, just to look out for, is Zak Crawley, and I think he's cemented his place now as a Test player. He did obviously a fantastic summer for England in the Test arena, but he did really well at the top of the order for Kent with Bell Drummond in Vitality Blast. And I think that let's see how he goes. He might force his way. He might get an opportunity in the white ball arena. He might just get the odd T20 here and then. If he can perform, it'd be interesting to see how he goes, like Crawley. He's shown himself to be an aggressive player anyway. He scores at a high strike rate in tests. If he can kind of do that and take his Kent kind of white ball form into the England white ball team, there's no reason why he can't become a 3 format player. I'm very interested to see how Zak Crawley kind of develops over the next 12 months. Very interested to see that. But apart from that, I think everything's pretty standard, to be honest. So yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. What do you think? Who of them have I not mentioned? Who have I forgot about? Especially in terms of all rounders. If I think about, obviously we'll go straight to Sorry and talk about Will Jacks, for example. There's the one guy I think can maybe break in that team. Ben Folkes is not here as well. There's no place for Ben Folkes, let's be honest. But who else? All rounders that could do a solid job. So I mentioned Lewis Gregory before. Tom Abel, Somerset. His bowling's come on quite a bit, hasn't it, the last couple of years. Potentially him. Trying to think of what else stands up. Anyway, I'll think about a bit more about that. And maybe do a little Instagram video on that one about potential rounds coming up through the ranks. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. If you enjoy the content, do leave me a comment below. What do you think on this vid? Anyone that could maybe forced away into reckoning, people I've mentioned before, could they have maybe got a contract of some sort? Let me know your thoughts. If you like the video, do like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Cheers.